positive peeps? It's Paula and welcome back to the channel. I am back from Oahu, Honolulu, Hawaii. So I actually ended up taking my mom to Hawaii for the first time, which was just an amazing experience, and it's something that I am so glad that I went through with, because I had been vacillating on whether to go or stay and save the money for grad school and everything. Long story short, we went to Hawaii, and so I wanted to create memories for both my family and me, but also share them with you all in hopes that our story kind of helps anybody who is also planning on going to Hawaii or would like to go to Hawaii and would like some extra information. So I decided to create two videos. So this video will be kind of getting ready for Hawaii, and then also the aftermath of things that I learned, things that were really helpful, things that surprised us, and things that I wish I had known. And then the second video will be purely just kind of an explanation of the things that we did. So hopefully both of the videos will help, but this one will definitely be more of me talking. I'm holding this beautiful pillow, embroidered pillow that we got as a souvenir, kind of to show you what we kind of did, because it kind of is a map of where we went. Let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I guess 6 days, 5 nights trip to Hawaii. And so the first part of this video will be just video of me getting ready for Hawaii and packing, and right off the bat during packing, things that really helped. So I definitely got a pillow this time for the long 10-hour flight to Honolulu, and I had never really traveled with a travel pillow, but it helped more for my back than it did my neck, because I kind of ended up not really using it for a neck pillow, but I used it kind of to prop my back against the seat because I got an aisle seat. So I mean, it was still helpful because it was extra cushion that isn't available if you don't bring anything. And then we also packed shoes this time, or water shoes this time, because every time I went to any beach trip, I remember just cutting my feet open on a rock or something. So this time I definitely bought a pair of really inexpensive ocean shoes or water shoes for both my mom and me. And those ended up really helping just whenever we wanted. And then this is something that I forgot, but hopefully for anyone who's traveling, I just for some reason thought Honolulu and Hawaii is gonna be so hot, I don't need any winter clothes. Luckily I brought a sweatshirt for the airport, but definitely, especially me who likes the room to be colder, I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't bring enough sweatshirts. So if you are going to kind of a hotter place and you think that you don't really need any winter clothes, I definitely will remember to bring winter clothes and summer clothes wherever I go next, because you just never know. And then what else for packing? We ended up buying sunscreen when we got to the airport, although I didn't get caught with sunscreen coming back, so I don't know if it's allowed. I thought that it wasn't, but I guess it is. And the other part of this video that I wanted to kind of go over was just things in general that really helped for Hawaii. So right off the bat, I will say that watching these other vlogs and watching other YouTube channels, reading a lot of blogs online helped tremendously for this trip. And the second thing that kind of correlates with that first bit is that I actually created a spreadsheet for this trip, which I usually never do. But I created a spreadsheet that helped wonderfully, especially because I wanted my mom to just kind of enjoy her vacation. So I was the planner, and what I did was create a Google Docs, because you could work on Google Docs offline too, if you want to do it on the plane. Basically structured the spreadsheet out so that I would have each column be an entire day's worth of what we would do, all the location details, and just I hyperlinked everything so that when I got there, I could just go to the link and sign up. And then I even included exactly what meals we would have on each day, because it may sound a little too detail oriented, but it actually ended up saving a lot of time. And of course, we went into it with a very open mindset so that if anything we like needed to change, we would. But what helped was that it allowed me, before we got to Hawaii, to kind of structure each day by the location. So the first day, this is the first day that we landed. We actually got to the airport, which is around here, drove to Waikiki, which is where our hotel was, and then from the first day we just stayed around the Waikiki area, and then actually went to Costco, which is kind of in between Waikiki and the airport, and then grabbed like bottles of water, and then that was the first day. Then the second day, I planned it to be kind of the North Shore day, so then we drove all the way up to North Shore, past the Dole Plantation and everything, which is where we planned to go like on a hike, and then down to around Turtle Bay is what we did on the first day, and then we drove back down to Waikiki. So the reason why that this spreadsheet was super helpful was because since I put in exactly where we would be located, I could kind of then see which restaurants in these areas I wanted to go to, because when you watch these vlogs, they don't really tell you, some of them do, some of them don't really tell you where they are on the island. So you want to fit in every restaurant, but you also have to be kind of strategic about what you're doing that day too. So I ended up eating at the famous Giovanni's Shrimp Truck near Turtle Bay. Yeah, we just kind of drove down Waikiki and then had dinner at the hotel actually, which I'll kind of get to as like another thing that it was really good to know. So the third day, but the second full day, we actually just went from Waikiki to Diamond Head. So Diamond Head is like right here around Waikiki. And then another thing that's really helpful, apart from the spreadsheet and in general that was really helpful, was just us renting a car. We did notice that there were a lot of tour buses going around, and we noticed that there was public transportation to a lot of the more, I guess, public areas. Like Diamond Head had public transportation that we saw a few people coming on and off the buses of, but having our own car allowed us to be really flexible, because one, you never know what the weather is going to be like on an island, and so we learned that just having our own flexible way of transport was convenient, and then that allowed us to kind of experience more things and take stops. And then something that I also another thing that was surprising that really helped was that for me, I need to go to the bathroom a lot because I drink a lot of water, and having our own car, it allowed us to kind of take advantage of a lot of the public restrooms that are located near the beaches around Honolulu. So like every couple of miles, especially in heavy beachy areas like the North Shore and then down closer to Waikiki, there are public restrooms almost every mile. So it's really convenient because you can just take stops. Anyway, so that was another thing that was really nice. We ended up just going to a couple of the beach down back to Waikiki. And then the third full day, so our fourth day, but third full day, we actually in the morning, I had made reservations for a snorkeling trip. So my mom and I went snorkeling in the morning and we saw turtles and everything. It was really cute. We went with pink sails off of the TripAdvisor things to do reservation, and then after that we just kind of stayed around Waikiki and went shopping that day because we hadn't been shopping, and Waikiki's famous for its shopping and local life, and luckily there was like a market happening that day, so that ended up being really nice. Fifth day, but fourth full day, we had originally, and so this is something that I'll get to, we had originally planned to go kayaking. There are some mountains that are off of the shore, just about 30 minutes offshore on the kind of southeast, if you're looking at a map, southeast part of Honolulu. So we had originally planned to go kayaking, but this is something that I think is really helpful for anyone who's planning a trip, is to make sure that you understand that it's not just the weather, like rain or shine, that you look at, but the tides and the wind speeds, because something that we had heard was to go in May because the weather's really nice, it's not too hot just yet, and everything is kind of getting ready for summer, so the lines aren't super long and everything, and May actually is a really great time to go. But what we learned kind of the hard way was that May is also kind of, at least for us, it was very windy. So although I can swim and I don't really mind heavy tides, my mom can't swim, and so it's something that I took a mental note of to remember for the next trip, especially if it's going to be near water, is to make sure that I check the wind speeds, because we ended up not going kayaking because it was just too unsafe for my mom to go, and I didn't want to risk, or we didn't want to risk anything rather. And even the reservation people, like the people were so nice and they totally understood, because rather be safe than sorry. So that's just something that we learned. Other things that kind of surprised us, apart from the public beaches almost everywhere and then the weather, I would say would be that traffic surprisingly wasn't as bad as I had read about or saw on vlogs. Something that I wish I had known was kind of checking if your hotel, like if you book with points. So if you book, let's say, a hotel with points, sometimes the credit card company that you use can have a really good partnership with that hotel that it offers you to like reserve using your points. And something that we were surprised by was when we got to the hotel, we were actually upgraded rooms because my mom's credit card company was a partner with the hotel, and they even gave us complimentary like room upgrades, which included free breakfast and dinner, essentially. Another thing that kind of surprised us was the price of Hawaii, which we kind of knew would be on the expensive side, but for example, lunch at a poke restaurant for to go came out to be around like $32 for my mom and me, which is kind of more on the expensive side for, I think, takeout for us for lunch. Oh, the last thing that I'll say, that something that I wish I knew, was that a lot of the parks and the things that we wanted to do at these recreation centers required tickets, but then Hawaii, because it's so popular, depending on the site that you go to, it could have a very specific time that you're allowed to buy tickets. So I think that was just another thing that I wish I had known, was a lot of these places required tickets in advance, but only opens the ticket portals at very specific times. So yeah, I think that's kind of everything that I wanted to include in this video. And then the second video is a lot more fun because I get to show you the footage. So thanks for watching, and let us know if you end up going to Hawaii, what you learned, what surprised you, if any of this even helped. And yeah, hope you enjoyed.